All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's mock draft time, and Jake Ciely is with us. Look, no, put Jake Ciely back in the big box.
He was on the big screen.
I want to see him on the big screen in 4K. Look at this handsome guy. Jake Ciely of The Athletic joining us. Jake Ciely, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining us for another mock tonight.
With the best T-shirt possible, I have to say. Just so you know,
I am a Goonie.
Nice. I wanted 104 because I wanted to make sure I got Krosky Merritt. That's all.
You got to take.
You're not going to get him. I hate to tell you. He's not
101 on the screwed. Yeah.
All right. Get Jake Ciely off this screen. All right. There we go. There we are. We are right back here on our Fantasy Fest 2025, and it's time for yet another mock draft. We're going to start this bad boy up, and we've got some of our folks from the Discord joining us. If you want to join our Discord, it's free. fantasypros.com/chat. That's the place to be. And of course, as you can see, we are using our mock draft software here, and the mock draft lobby is open for business all the time, 24/7, fantasypros.com/draftwizard. You can use the multi-user draft software. That's what we're using. If you want to send it to your friends or frenemies or colleagues and run some with the CPU opponents like we're doing today, the public mock drafts are out there too. You can draft against real life people or just run the simulations, redo your picks, try all the different strategies, set up how your league is set up. That way you set yourself up for success and sync your leagues for free right now. Use the draft simulator today at fantasypros.com/mock, or again, just download the Fantasy Pros app today. Jake Ciely from The Athletic joining us. Andrew Erickson, D-Bro, Derek Brown, the king of bros here. We're going to wrap up Fantasy Fest for you, but we have a great mock draft happening right now, and I am on the clock here. And I am at the 1 pick, and we are on a 30-second clock, so it's going to go fast and furious. Good. We've got Houdat joining us, Fantasy Head. Jake Ciely's at the 4, Bunting's at the 5. Mess Grimm is with us. Trusted Venom, always a tough one. Then D-Bro and Erickson back-to-back at the 8 and 9 picks. E-Rock, friend of the show. Lil Guy, one of the famous rappers. We all know that. And from the logo is also joining us, all from our Discord. So Bijan Robinson goes second. Jahmyr Gibbs goes next. So Jake Ciely, he's there. Do you want to take? Oh, you took Saquon Barkley. You liar, Jake Ciely. You're a liar.
100%. 100%. I wanted to go with a riskier pick than Krosky Merritt with the 4th pick. That's what it was.
Who has more yards this year? Krosky Merritt or Saquon Barkley? That's the question.
Will Shipley.
Will Shipley. There you go. The correct answer. So it's a full point PPR we're doing here for you today. The teams look like this: 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide, a flex, a tight end, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bench spots today.
Plus Barkley.
CeeDee Lamb goes at 105. Get Barkley. She's adorable. Bring her into the show. Christian McCaffrey at the 106. Justin Jefferson at 107. And D-Bro, your selection at 108 is?
I went Nico Collins. There's a lot of wide receivers that I could have gone with here, but I love taking Nico. I haven't actually drafted a lot of Nico, so I want to see the team build.
All right. You haven't drafted a lot of Nico? How's that?
No, I've been going a lot of, surprise, a lot of Drake London and a lot of Brian Thomas Jr., Puka when he falls. Yeah.
Is it not Nakua because of Stafford's back, or are you worried about the touchdowns for Nakua?
Just with the one variance, just see how my mock comes out. But 2, it's with Stafford's back. Like, I know he's back at practice and stuff like that, but like, dude, it's still, I need to see the guy practice. Like, give me 2 to 3 days in a row before like we're kind of feeling good about him.
Timing is everything with these drafts, and Puka slipping all the way out of the first round in this draft already. So, and look, these are our D-gens, okay? I play in a league with some of these folks too from our Discord. Mm-hmm. They're super fun. They're super smart. They know what they're doing. So again, just to recap the first round: Chase, Robinson, Gibbs, Barkley, Lamb, McCaffrey, Jefferson, Nico Collins to D-Bro. Andrew Erickson, you went RB. I know you're up on the clock, so I'm going to let you make your pick. Malik Neighbors goes next at 110. Then at 111, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London at the turn, along with Derrick Henry. So London and Henry, that's a Joey P team if ever I saw one. Then Puka Nakua all the way at 202, Brian Thomas at 203. Andrew Erickson, you started with Ashton Genty. Who was your second pick?
A.J. Brown. That's who I went with my second pick. I was trying to play the board a little bit because I knew that, or I was hoping one of the other receivers would fall to me. And now that we have Achane with this calf injury, he's kind of like another running back where I was highly considering him at the end of round 1, beginning of round 2, and now I don't feel as good about that anymore. So I feel like we've lost another top running back. So I felt like the need for Genty was more important than going receiver. Although I did wish, one of either London or Brian Thomas Jr. and Nakua fall back to me, but I'll still take A.J. Brown. He's the last guy in my top wide receiver tier or second tier.
All right.
Question.
Go ahead.
the calf for Achane, 100% understand, but I mean, AJ Brown, we're just still dealing with the injury and assuming he's going to be fine? Question mark. I'm just wondering what you thought about that.
Why are you poking the bear, Jake? Why you got to be so mean?
Well,
I'm just curious.
I haven't looked that in depth at is it his knee injury? Someone was saying that they're getting like fluid out of it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not going away at this point. It's
he
these
was back
multiple
in practice
seasons.
today,
They're
though.
lightening the load, so he's going to run faster.
Was he?
He'll have less fluid in his
Less
knee.
fluid in him.
Oh, there you go. Debro said he was back in practice today. I was
Instead of
traveling most of
sloshing
today.
around.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Debro.
Debro, you took Devon Achane, so no concerns there with his injury that he's dealing with currently?
I mean, I've got concerns, to be honest. I was really looking at AJ Brown there, and then the wide receivers I wanted to buy. My queue just got wiped out. So, I mean, HM, where we're at, we still have time. I mean, I know the reports are very vague. I know we have worries. If this was like we are standing at the precipice, it's September 3rd, and we're still hearing about HM's calf, then I'll have more worries. Right now, in the essence of this mock, I'll take him.
All right, so Achane goes and Bucky Irving at 206 to Venom. Messer Grimm takes McBride. McBride going way before Brock Bowers. Interesting there. Lad McConkey goes next. Then Jake Ciely, you were up for the 209 pick. You took JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, I did. I seem to be on an island with this one of having Jackson Smith and Jigba near my top 10, and I'm full in on this. I watched what the offense has done in the past, even last year with the Saints, as miserable as it was. It loves getting those two wide receivers free downfield with movement underneath, including the tight end in the backfield, the running backs coming out. I just think Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to have a big season. Everybody talks, including you, that Cooper Kupp can't separate anymore. That's fine. Clog things up and let Jackson Smith and Jigba run free downfield. I think we're looking at a potential top 10 season. Oh, I'm almost out of here.
I know.
Oh,
you
can't.
very
I can't
salty
just
when you
see.
don't make a
No,
pick,
like
so,
I'm trying to draft. So there you go. I made it in time.
Good. All right, now I can sleep at night. Josh Jacobs at 210, Chase Brown at 211. Then I took Brock Bowers. Look, if you're gonna give me Brock Bowers at 212, there's no way I'm passing up on him. He could have easily, I think, 12 to 1,300 yards receiving this year. I think he could even double his touchdown total. That's how good I think he can be with a real quarterback. And Geno Smith is a real quarterback. You know, we can take our shots and everyone can talk whatever trash they want. Guess what? He was a QB1 in fantasy last year. I bet you didn't know that, most of you, just sitting around there taking shots at Geno. How dare you? And then Jonathan Taylor's my hero RB at 301. I can't pass that up. I wanted Chase Brown, but Houdat screwed me. I should have known that Houdat would do that. Houdat, by the way, taking 3 straight running backs, Robinson, Chase Brown, and then after I took Taylor, took Kyron Williams. Look at that robust RB build. My goodness. Tyreek Hill at 303. T. Higgins goes to Jake there with his next selection. So nice wide receiver room. You got Saquon. You got 2 very strong wide receivers. How do you feel about Higgins and JSN as a pairing?
I would have felt better if I noticed, because we were talking, that Devontae Adams was still on the board. I would take Adams over Higgins by 1 spot, but I'm happy with both as my 2. I mean, they're 2s on their teams, but they put up wide receiver 1 numbers. And I think there's a conversation to be had for Adams potentially outscoring Nakua this year. I think that's in the cards.
I don't think that that's impossible either. James Cook goes next to Bunting at 305. Then Mike Evans, trusted Venom, takes George Kittle, and then Debro staying on brand with Ken Walker. Let's go, Debro.
Dude, I'll be honest. I knew this mock was going to be pain when I got Grimm, and I'm right next to Erickson. I got Grimm and I got Trusted Venom, and I've been in the Discord enough times and done mocks with these people.
Oh, me too.
I knew it was going to be full on pain, and they're making me pay for it here. But no, I went with Ken Walker. I mean, I think I could play catch up at wide receiver, and starting with 2 of these guys that, I mean, do we know Achane's pass catching upside? Ken Walker has the same pass catching upside. So, I mean, dude, it's risky for the biscuit. We're going all upside for this team. Let's go.
All upside
all injury.
for Debro. All injury.
But what if they stay healthy, Ciely? Mr. Drafting T. Higgins, Mr. Soft Tissue Issues himself.
You could have just went straight for Barkley. I mean, that was the easy. That was the layup.
That was the layup. All right. Let's go to Andrew Erickson's selection here. I know he's on the clock. He just took Lamar Jackson at 309, so we'll recap his picks there. Omari and Hampton goes next, and Josh Allen, Devontae Adams at the turn, all the way to 312. Stunning. Jalen Hurts goes at 401, then Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, and Ted McMillan, you jerk.
Are you're for real, jerk. Erickson? Come on.
Andrew Erickson, you're a huge jerk, and I want everyone to know.
All right, made a good pick.
Whatever, man. Full
it is such a row with McMillan, not Tet. Don't hurt his feelings.
Whatever. His mama can't tell me what to say. I can do whatever I want.
I don't know, man.
I know I'm going to get a reach alert for this.
Well, let her come after me here. She knows where to find me. Teteroa McMillan, or I think T-Mac is just too used. It's boring.
It's Tracy McGrady, dude. That's not.
Thank you. Right. Thank you, Debro.
Yes.
For those of us born before 1990.
Can we go Mac Attack? What about that? Let's try that on for size.
More like
That
we're
would
throwing
Attack.
McMillions.
McMillions. That's even better too.
McMillions is nice.
Gaelic
McMillions
McMillions.
Can we screw bunting.
All right, let's get to Andrew. Andrew, talk to me about the Lamar Jackson early QB. Now, you went early QB. We often talk like you can't go early tight end and early QB. Where was this value? You just couldn't pass a 309 on Lamar, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. Again, I was looking at Kittle. Kittle went off the board. So, I mean, I can poke holes in a lot of these running backs and receivers that go in this particular range. And then I look at those players compared to Lamar Jackson, and what are my concerns about Lamar Jackson? Oh, maybe he's not the best value I could get at quarterback through every single pick. Yeah, probably, but it's not like he's going to be a bust. Like, he's going to be a top 3 fantasy quarterback as long as he's on the field playing. So I'm willing to extend a little bit to get an elite quarterback and not necessarily inherit the risk of some of these other running backs and receivers in this range where maybe I don't feel as confident. Yeah, that's really it.
Okay, that's really it, guys.
That's really
it.
I love the summation at the end.
Bro, let's talk about George Pickens at 405. That was your next selection here.
Man, I knew I needed a wide receiver here, and I'm going off my ranks. I knew I was going to get a reach alert from the draft simulator, but I don't care, man. Like, Pickens is a top 24 wide receiver. A lot of the other guys in that range, like, we have questions about the floor and DJ Moore. What is his floor and upside? Sorry, Joey. I know I'm kind of talking the floor here with your pick, but I'm fine with going with George Pickens. The volume is there, the talent is there, and give me guys in contract seasons all day.
All right. So after contract season is open, George Pickens, then Jaden Daniels, Messer Grimm took Travion Henderson. Boo. Then Terry McLaurin goes. Jake Ciely was not too happy with that selection of TMC.
No.
Alvin Kamara was the pivot for you here, Jake Ciely. So how do you feel about the Kamara pivot?
I'm okay with it. I was actually hoping that Kamara or Travion might make it back into the next round, the 5th round, but I really wanted to get Terry McLaurin as my 3rd, similar to what you talk about all the time. I think I would have had the best trio of wide receivers, arguably, at least in my opinion, in the league, having Terry as the 3. I still believe he gets signed. There's been reports from the teammates saying he's going to be under contract before the season starts.
Are you worried, though, about the soft tissue injuries and all the stuff that always comes out with these holdouts? Like,
no, because I believe they're soft tissue, to put it in quotes, as in like, oh, I'm not going to practice while we're dealing with this contract situation. And he's played. If this was last year and he had no time with Jaden Daniels, I'd be more concerned. But year 2, I don't believe that it's really this significant injury.
All right, hot take. I think that Andrew Erickson's winning this draft so far, and I hate saying that, but I really like that. AJ Brown pick's a little shaky, but
Just
Lamar,
keeps freaking sniping me. I hate this.
yeah, it's pretty good. All right, you know what else is good? Giving away free stuff. So I'm going to pause the draft for a second here, and I want to give away something here from Trophy Smack because we do have a winner. I've been told here. So let's talk about the winner of the Trophy Smack Perpetual Fantasy Football Trophy giveaway is Cameron S7. So Cameron,
yes,
congratulations.
Oh,
well done. Look at that bad boy. That is very cool.
It's not you,
Cameron
Ciely.
S7, you're the big winner. Get in touch with us at mailbag@fantasypros.com with your mailing address, proof of your subscription to Fantasy Pros YouTube channel, and we'll get that shipped out to you right away. Again, that's Cameron S7. Congratulations. And if you didn't win that one, we're still giving away the signed AJ Brown Eagles Salute to Service helmet. Go Birds for free for the rest of the month, courtesy of our friends at pristineauction.com. How do you win? Subscribe to the Fantasy Bros YouTube channel. Drop your comments below on this or any video. Like the stream, and that's it. And make sure you ring the bell till it goes ding so you know every time a piece of content drops here on the channel. And we'll let you know if you're the big winner of the A.J. Brown Salute to Service Eagles autographed helmet. It's a nice one, too. I really like that one. All right, let's get back to the mock draft action here. It's coming in hot and heavy. Breece Hall goes and Cortland Sutton goes. A little annoyed there. I wanted double tap wide receiver, and Sutton was the other guy I wanted. And now I don't get him because we're drafting with some of the best in the business here. Again, our D-Gens are the best. Now, the question is, do I want to go RB or wide receiver here? I have to remember, Joe, you have Brock Bowers already. It's like having another number 1 wide receiver, but he's your tight end, so you're going to be okay. So instead, I'm going to infuriate Derek Brown and make him angry because that's the next best thing that I can do. And I'm going to take RJ Harvey here as my other RB. So
I hate everything. I hate
DJ
everything.
Moore, Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers. That's the build right now. Houdat is up at the 502. Jake Ciely, who's in the queue? Who are you looking to get right now?
I'm not going to tell you, especially because
Well, you
Houdat
can
just
tell
took
me.
one of them. They took Calvin Ridley as one of them, so I only have one left here. Holy sh! I almost cursed.
Jake Ciely, the choir boy, losing his mind. That's my favorite.
Oh, baby.
That's my favorite.
Love it. I love it.
Legit. I can't believe both wide receivers went. That's
Calvin
insane.
Ridley,
This is a tough
502,
mock,
DK Metcalf, 503. This is it right here. You know what, Ciely? I love the pivot, though. Jameson Williams, look, he could be good, if not look, in a vacuum this year, DK Metcalf playing with Aaron Rodgers in an Arthur Smith offense or Jameson Williams playing with Jared Goff. I'll take Jameson Williams. I'm there.
I'll take Metcalf. Look what he just did with Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers last year. Like, I'm fine with Metcalf in the volume. Like, who else is he throwing to? I know I've been a proponent of Roman Wilson as free.
Jake, it was an offense where Aaron Rodgers could do whatever the hell he wanted. I don't know if that's going to be the same thing in Pittsburgh.
I don't care. He's going to get 120, 130, potential 140 targets. I like Roman Wilson. I like Roman Wilson as like a last-ditch flyer in the 14th round just because they have nobody else to throw to. So that's just the only reason is like, hey, maybe Roman Wilson could be the 2. DK Metcalf is a volume hog.
All right, let's see who other volume hogs are. Jalen Waddle goes to bunting. Messer Grimhick. Try to keep it clean, Ciely, the rest of the show, too. We got standards and ethics stuff.
Hey, I stopped myself.
You did, just barely. Rashee Rice at 506. Devonta Smith at 507. D-Bro, you went wide receiver, number 3 for you. Zay Flowers, let's talk about it.
Again, my queue gets wiped out. I was really looking at, and this is why I hate drafting next to Venom. I was looking at Devonta Smith. I actually thought about Rashee Rice and Jalen Waddle, and gone. So Flowers is my wide receiver 3. I'm fine with it, man. That's what I'm expecting out of him. That's what he's been over the last 2 years, and I don't think that changes this year. So I'm fine with him as my wide receiver 3.
All right, next up, then Andrew Erickson went and took James Conner as his second RB. So Genty and Connor's the backfield. Andrew, how do you feel about that duo?
I'm going to have 2 top 12 running backs until the touches break them down. So that's how I'm feeling about it. And I'll have to get some depth for a little bit later on in the season if they can't handle all the workload. But I think James Conner is going to be the RB1 until the wheels fall off.
Okay. Next up here after Connor, Chuba Hubbard, little RB run. David Montgomery, Isaiah Pacheco, 4 in a row to end the 5th round. To begin the 6th, Ricky Pearsall from the logo, stealing them out from under us. DeAndre Swift goes at 602. Joe Burrow, great value at 603. I knew it was going to be a wait on QB group.
And 604.
Yeah, and 604. Xavier Worthy to Andrew Erickson. So Erickson, Xavier Worthy going almost a round later than Rashee Rice. Do you think that's correct or incorrect?
I mean, I guess it depends on how well you think Rashee Rice can do during the first 4 weeks of the season when he'll be on the field. And then after that, who knows when we'll see Rashee Rice play again for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, yeah, maybe it's frustrating to start the year between Worthy and Rashee Rice, but there's going to be an opportunity this season where Worthy is the clear-cut Chiefs wide receiver 1 because Rice is suspended and we don't know when he's coming back. And again, betting on a second-year player taking a leap, picking up where he left off last year where he was the guy for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm expecting big things from Xavier Worthy, even if it's a little bit slower to start with Rice on the field for the first 4 weeks.
D-Bro, I love this pick of Tony Pollard at 605. Another, 3 years of 1,000 yards. Spears is hurt. Why not, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, solid RB2, and then there's more meat on the bone for an improved season this year. I mean, I'm not worried about Tajay Spears. If Cam Ward can be, and this is a low bar, it can be better than Will Levis, and their offensive line improves. I mean, he could be a high-end RB2. I mean, and I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest, if he put up low-end RB1 numbers when it's all said and done.
All right. Next selection after you take Tony Pollard, Travis Hunter, Jerry Jeudy at 607. Bunting takes Aaron Jones. Jake Ciely, Tyrone Tracy at 609. Let's talk about that Giants backfield. Do you think that Tracy holds it all year, or is your third RB you really don't care?
First, I want to say that Bogman sent me a picture of Jesus saying, almost cursing on air, tisk, tisk. And that's why I'm laughing in the background. I don't know. Can you even see it? Yeah, you can. Yeah, there you go. He sent me a picture of Jesus.
It's moving Jesus. That's great.
I would not have made that pick 2 or 3 weeks ago, but the Cam Scatterboot injury is just keeping the door open for Tracy to keep the job for longer than I would expect it. I thought this could be a share right out of the gate, but Scatterboot's a rookie who's also not with the team right now practicing. So, I got to pick again. Here we go. This one's easy. Chris Olave, 100%. Another volume hog coming in this year. I don't even care that the quarterbacks suck.
Okay, he doesn't even care.
Ooh.
I mean, because why would you care if a quarterback sucks? You know, it's not like Marcus Mariota didn't kill a lot of things in his fantasy career. He didn't kill a lot of great players like you know,
Hey,
Drake London and
don't-
Kyle Pitts.
What was the? Oh gosh, I just had the name. The one that had the one good year, and everybody went nuts for him after that because it was like, hey, if Marcus Mariota can carry him, was R. Matthews? No, that's somebody
Rashard
else.
Matthews, that was
Rashard
Tannehill, I
Matthews?
thought.
Was that the one year?
I'm gonna let
There was
Jake
somebody who was
Ciely get
one
into
Kendall
it to
Wright?
figure that out.
No, no.
Was it? Oh, I think it was Kendall Wright.
All right, well,
No, it
I'm
wasn't
gonna let
Kendall
you
Wright.
boys sort that out quietly while I go to the rest of the picks. Emeka Egbuka at 6'10", Jacoby Myers at 6'11", and then I double tap wide receivers with Stephon Diggs, who is being drafted as a wide receiver 4, and that is a joke because he looks great, and I am all in on Diggs. I don't care if it's a slow start in September. I don't care. I'm in. I'm taking the risk. I'm rolling the dice on Diggs, and I took Matthew Golden as well because I think that he is the best wide receiver talent-wise that they have. And talent is going to win out there. And Jordan Love, when healthy, is a good quarterback. Jordan Addison at 702, then Evan Ingram right before Jake Ciely. What a pity. Chris Olave goes next at 704, as Jake said. Bunting.
It was Rashard Matthews. There we go. Sorry.
There you go.
Does everyone feel better now?
Had to get
we
that
know
in.
That? Good. I'm glad.
950 yards and 9 touchdowns. There you go.
There we go. And it was so great that none of us could remember it for about 10 minutes here. Roma
did.
Dunze, 706. Caleb Johnson goes. And then what's this I see? Derek Brown taking one of my favorite tight ends. Have you done so many shows with me, D-Bro, that all of a sudden I have warmed you up to the notion of Mark Andrews and all those touchdowns?
Bro, we're riding on the bus together. I mean, we're sitting
Yay!
side by side. I'm totally here.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews is honestly the best value tight end this year.
Yes.
And
Thank
last year, coming off not only the automobile accident, but the tightrope surgery, back half of the season, putting up top 5 numbers. Isaiah Likely is already dinged up. Yeah, wheels up for Mark Andrews, who should.
So
be
would you have
ranked.
made that pick a few weeks ago before Likely got dinged up? Out of
Yep.
curiosity.
Still would've.
Okay.
Still would have.
I would have.
I'm
but
not worried
I'm
about
special.
Likely like everybody else. Mark Andrews, if he's healthy, is going to be the clear guy there. So
All right. I see some of the people in the draft here are actually in the chat too. So we're having a good time here. Let's get to the next pick here. Andrew Erickson, Jordan Mason. Then after that, Sam Laporta, Jalen Warren, Zach Charbonnet at
You
the
did
turn
it.
with Josh Downs. Then Joe Mixon finally goes off.
oh, Erickson.
Everybody hates Brian Robinson. And then
Seriously?
Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. So Krosky
That's
Merritt
Bill.
goes next.
Bill to you.
No. And he's going to outscore both Brian Robinson and Joe Mixon this year. So that's
Yes,
how I
he
knew he
will.
was good.
Well,
Well,
that's
Joe
how you
Mixon
would
might
pull him
not
up.
play till week 12 at this
That's-
point.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what I
Good foot.
mean. But
Well, Jake, to that point, when is the point in a draft where you go, I have to price and force on Joe Mixon? I know what happened to me in your league a couple weeks ago, and he went so far. I was like, I just got to take him here just to see
It's
what
never
happens.
for me.
I don't. I
No?
don't press him for it on Joe's Mixon. No, like the great Sigmund Bloom would say, there's so many injuries. Why buy one before the draft even finishes?
That's a good
Sorry.
line. All right, so Mason and Krosky Merritt here. Aaron Direction, walk us through these two picks real quick.
I just think that this is when I'm looking for some running backs with upside that maybe I don't necessarily view as starters week 1, but down the line, you could see the path. I know we talked about Jordan Mason with Justin Boone as one of our favorite late round running backs. You could have that goal line role with the Minnesota Vikings. And Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Brian Robinson's not going to be on the Commanders. Like, he's going to get traded. So I think Krosky Merritt now as a bench player for me, he's a rookie running back that could seize a massive role. And it reminds me a lot of situations, whether it was Isaiah Pacheco or James Robinson or Antonio Gibson, when these were day 3 guys that stumbled into roles and they didn't rise enough with their ADP and they ended up being really productive as rookies. So, I think that he's going to have a role this season, even if it's not a 3-down workhorse role. But I think that you should try to prioritize getting him as a late round running back.
All right, the priorities are abound right now. Let's continue on with some of the other picks here. You've got after Erickson, Bo Nix goes to Derek Brown at 805. So why Bo Nix and not wait for another later quarterback run? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, I could have waited. I like Bo Nix's upside, though. I think he's quietly one of the guys that provides you the rushing floor and the upside. And geez, man, like Denver was top 10 in scoring this year with all the weapons in another year of Sean Payton's offense. Could they be top 5 this year? So I want to make the bet on Bo Nix, at least to where we're at.
All right, betting on Bo Nix here. Next one we have here is Javonte Williams, then Dak Prescott goes. That was a quarterback I was hoping to get. TJ Hawkinson, Chris Godwin, Deebo Samuel, Keenan Allen. Jake Ciely, you took Godwin here at 809. So
did you not see me laughing? I said the whole thing that Sigmund, I paraphrased Sigmund Bloom, and then I take a player who's injured.
Yeah.
But here's why.
You dirty, horrible hypocrite, you. Why do you drop that kind of knowledge and then turn around and then just ignore it?
We have a top 20 player sitting on the board in round 8 that I can put on the IR to start the season and essentially get a free pick once the draft is over through waivers. So that's why, unlike Joe Mixon, who's uncertainty, and then when he comes back, is he even going to be Joe Mixon? So I'm okay with that.
I think his name is still be Joe Mixon, but we'll see. Interesting that Deebo Samuel and then Keenan Allen goes. Keenan Allen flying up draft boards, Jake. Have you noticed that lately too? That all of a sudden the people are getting really comfortable with Keenan Allen. Like this is the earliest I've seen him go, to be honest, the 8th round. I've seen him go 10, 11, but 8 is a new high for me.
And I'm probably not going to have Keenan Allen, mostly because I would rather have him a round or two later. I just don't know what his upside is. I don't think it's top 25 even back with the Chargers. And then on top of that, I could see him being one of the first players you cut. Like similar to Tyler Lockett last year. I think this might be the potential end.
All right, next up here, my 2 picks, Cam Scatterboo and Tank Bigsby, just building out that RB room. Some good value. I'll take those 2 guys there. Thank you very much. And I'll have eventually Jonathan Taylor will twist his ankle and I'll have to play Scatterboo or Tank Bigsby. That's how I see that working out. Hopefully by then, one of those 2 guys will have more control of the backfield. Christian Kirk goes next, then Nick Chubb. Jake Ciely takes Patrick Mahomes.
At this point.
Mahomes. Yes, let's talk about it at this point. So very interesting. QB 11 last year, QB 8 the year before. So 2 years in a row where he's going backwards from QB 1 overall. Why Mahomes now, again, in that same kind of question, when there might not be that much separation here at the QB position with what's left on the board in terms of, making those big leaps and potentially missing Rashee Rice for a good chunk of the season?
The Rice thing doesn't concern me that much. The biggest concern would be, even if we had no Rashee Rice for the entire season, is Travis Kelce toast. God, that would actually be my bigger concern because I think Worthy can step in and do everything Rice was doing. Oh, by the way, he did that at the end of last year, which was part of my concern for Rashee Rice getting drafted too high this year. If all of them are out there and we have Rashee Rice and Worthy, I think we have potentially one of the better home seasons we've seen in a while. And around 9, well, you tell me his floor is QB 9, 10, 11 if he just decides. It's not even that the fact that Mahomes can't do it. It's just the Chiefs are just coasting through the season like the Warriors from a few years ago and being like, we'll turn it on in the playoffs. Maybe getting caught in the Super Bowl finally wakes them up and they do a little bit more in the season. You tell me Patrick Mahomes can't just flip the switch and go, I want to throw 40 touchdowns this year to show you I'm still Patrick Mahomes. And that's why I'm willing to do it in the 9th round.
All right. That's do as I say, not as I do, Jake Ciely with that full breakdown of Patrick Mahomes. Michael Pittman next, then Quinshon Judkins at 906, J.K. Dobbins at 907. Debro, I know, is on the clock right now, so I'm going to remind everybody while he makes his pick that the party continues on Twitch. If you didn't get in on this mock, we've got not 1, but 2 more mocks, and they're crazy. I think it's 10-second picks they're going to be doing. So after this is over, run to twitch.tv/fantasypros. Get in the mock drafts there. We're going to run not 1, but 2. Scott Bogman and the Welsh are there. Go follow us over there on Twitch. We have content there every single day. We've got shows recording on there. You can watch live, be part of the shows, and of course, use your Amazon Prime to subscribe to our Fantasy Pros twitch.tv channel right now. Again, that's twitch.tv/Fantasy Pros for the after party following our Fantasy Fest here on YouTube. After the J.K. Dobbins selection, Debro took Juwan Jennings. So Jennings here, obviously some of the health issues, contract issues, all the issues. So what made you feel comfortable with Jennings here? Is it just the value of how far he fell?
It's how far he fell, and this easily could be a situation where a brand new contract or a bump in pay, and magically the calf is fine.
Magically, the calf is fine. Jaden Reed goes next. Nice value there for you, Erickson, at 909.
Yeah, well, I was trying to scoop up some more value with some followers just because I may or may not have reached a little bit on Corey Cross-Scheme, but you can never be sure with the mock drafters, the sharp people in this room. So, yeah, Jaden Reed, he's out of the walking boot, guys. So that's all I have to report. So fingers crossed.
There you go.
Didn't affect his push-up ability. That's at least good.
There you go. Did not affect the push-up ability. All right. Next here we have after Jaden Reed, Ramondre Stevenson, Khalil Shakir finally off the board. He fell quite a long way. And then Logo taking a tight end here with Tyler Warren and Drake May as the QB at 1001. Lil Guy then turns around with Travis Kelce after getting bad-mouthed by Jake Ciely. Keon Coleman goes next. Then, Andrew, you went back and you stayed on brand at tight end with Tucker Kraft.
Yep. My favorite breakout tight end this season. And if Jaden Reed's not healthy, then that'll benefit Tucker Kraft because he'll get more targets. So, yeah.
Interesting you have both of them. Do you think that's a deficit for that roster build?
No, not necessarily, because I don't have to start Jaden Reed because he's my wide receiver 4 on my team. And if this Packers offense takes off and it's more like Jordan Love from 2023, where he throws for 30 touchdowns and 4,200 yards and not 30 carries for Josh Jacobs every single week, then I think that more than one Packers receiver can eat in this offense.
All right. D-Bro continues to take value at wide receiver. Darnell Mooney at 10:05.
Yep. I mean, again, like a guy that we know is not 100% right now, but if he is in week 1.
D-Bro wants no calves and hamstrings and anything soft tissue at the start of the season.
How many injured guys have you drafted in your smack talk?
One.
Oh, really? Because he stays healthy throughout the year, huh?
Half your team's in a wheelchair right now.
Well, in all fairness, you also have Chris Olave, who has some concussion concerns, to say the least. You know,
I'd rather, admittedly, rather have that than a soft tissue. I'm just giving D-Bro a hard time.
No, I know.
All right.
I mean, Chris Godwin, what are we doing here, Ciely? Come on.
We already had that discussion. Get back in the chat, man. Come on.
D-Bro, you got 7 seconds to pick. I'm pausing the draft. I don't want you to get past
Stashing him on IR.
I'm pausing the draft. You guys are out of control. I love it.
Tajay Spears is on the board.
Hey, I got another injured guy right now that I'm about to draft. Okay, so
Jaden Blue.
I'll see your smack talk and I'll raise you a Romeo Dobbs right now.
This is always the best segment of the fest when everybody's tired and we do the mock draft show. Jaden Higgins goes next, then Cooper Kupp, Marvin Mims, David Njoku to Jake Ciely. So I assume David Njoku will be good right up until Joe Flacco gets replaced, right, Jake? That's about right.
Oh, 100%. This is I don't know, potentially 4, 5, 6 weeks at the most, I'm thinking. But hey, top 2 option as long as Joe Flacco's. You know what's insane? I think it was Ian Hardis who tweeted that out. If you take Joe Flacco's last 17 games started, he leads the league in passing yards.
What? That's not shocking. He also probably leads the league in interceptions.
Full games. All
right. Baker Mayfield goes at 10-10. Nice value there. Braylon Allen at 10-11. How did he sneak through all of us? Best shame on all of us there. Well, he didn't make it to me. I would have taken him there.
I love your 11-1, Joe.
You like it? Luther Burden at 10-12 and Josh Palmer at 11-1. Why do you love my 11-1 so much, Jake?
Because I think there's a real chance he's the number 1 for the Bills this year. I think he's underrated. Stay healthy. I mean, you have former Bills talking him up, Bills players that being. I just think there's a chance that he's the top option.
Have you watched the Hard Knocks where like him and Josh Allen are like getting ice cream together?
You know I don't watch documentaries, which that essentially is one.
I was like, it's a football documentary. It's not really a documentary.
It's a live documentary, essentially.
Nobody's asking you to watch Poop Cruise, man.
Yeah, well,
dude, I watched that.
Yeah, that was the talk around the Joey P. Pool when I was up there.
We did. We had a big conversation about who saw it and who didn't. All right, Tyler Algier, we saw him get selected at 11:02. How's that for a transition? Trey Benson 11:03, and then Jake, you took one of my favorite late picks here, Demario Douglas, pop at 11:04. I thought he might last another round. He did not. What do you think about him getting that Josh McDaniels slot roll back? That could be a big deal for his fantasy value.
It's not even that. He's one of the top 2 options and he's healthy, unlike Stephon Diggs, who says, I like to push things, but it doesn't look good right now? Question mark. He's saying the team and himself don't think it looks good right now. He is practicing. I just don't know what Diggs is at this point. Kyle Williams is way down the depth chart, and I have excitement for him, but he's just got to get through a lot of people, including the fact he can't get past Kayshon Boutte, who's been running as the 2 with Demario Douglas. What is the answer here? The only person we know, and you know I had to do it, Joe, because then I could say this, Demario Douglas.
Oh. Wow, that was certainly not worth it. Justin Fields at 11:05, Vishal Tootin at 11:06, then Rashad White. D-Bro continuing to build out those wide receivers. Romeo Dobbs at 11:08. So let's talk about Dobbs here, just getting in that Green Bay room a little bit there, cracking the door open, D-Bro.
I mean, dude, if I'm taking a shot on any of these Green Bay Packers receiving options, it's either Kraft or Dobbs. Dobbs pops off the page like from numerous per route metrics. So miss me with Matthew Golden. I don't want anything to do with him. All in on Romeo Dobbs.
Okay. Next up here after Dobbs, Rashid Shaheed to Andrew Erickson at 11:09.
Yeah, because I think that he's going to put up very similar numbers to Chris Olave in a pretty bad Saints offense, but you get him 3 rounds cheaper, 4 rounds cheaper. And I think that they're going to be on par in terms of targets, receiving yards. I think she can probably score more touchdowns because he's done that historically versus Olave. So yeah, I need a receiver too. So Shaheed for me.
So Eckler went right after you, Erickson. Any thought to keeping Eckler since you already had obviously the greatest running back of all time, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, already on your roster? Just out of curiosity, like this whole Washington backfield getting really odd here in the last 2 weeks. All of a sudden, a lot of changing going around.
Yeah, I don't think that Eckler's role is really changing that much because Brian Robinson was kind of slotted in as that A back, which Anthony Lynn is leading towards his early down runners and guys that you see a lot of red zone work. And Eckler didn't even play in the preseason game because they didn't really have any passing downs like with the first team. So he was in uniform, like he could have played, but he just wasn't out there. So I don't think his role necessarily changes a ton. I mean, maybe he inherits more early down work just because the team trusts him. But he's an older running back. And he's been dealing with some concussion issues. So I did think about like pairing him with Krosky-Merritt just in case, it is Eckler a little bit more to start the year. But it wasn't something that I have to have Austin Eckler on my team if I draft Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay, after Rashid Shaheed, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, Kyle Williams at the turn, Ollie Gordon starting round 12, Brandon Ayuk, Kyler Murray, then Cedric Tillman back to you. So do you think maybe we could see a little bit more of that Cedric Tillman we saw a glimpse of last season, Andrew?
Well, he has more chemistry with Joe Flacco than Jerry Jeudy does because they were teammates 2 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, it was a very small sample size, but Cedric Tillman did outproduce Jerry Jeudy last year when they were healthy. So I'm hoping this isn't a Tank Dell, Nico Collins thing where Tank Dell kind of outproduced Nico Collins. And that ended up being terribly wrong in terms of a take for projecting. But Tillman is a big ex-receiver, talented guy, young player. I think that he could do something, especially if the Browns offense throws a lot and they're playing the Bengals week 1. So that's going to be a shootout. So wheels up for Tillman.
Bro keeps the Browns run going here, which phrasing I should rethink.
That's gross.
Yeah.
What do you think of that pick?
Is that a
Derek
poop cruise
Brown?
What is that? What is that?
Derek Brown taking Jerome Ford. What do you think?
I mean, I had to insulate the running back room as my RB4 and needing the early down production. I'm cackling over here because as soon as I said the thing about Matthew Golden, and I don't know if people could see this, I get the text of the Jesus gift from Bogman about missing me with Matthew Golden. So
yeah, Bogman also apparently sending me. He told me I should have drafted Giddens, basically. He's yelling at me. So he's getting clearly prepared for his mock draft here. Next up here after Jerome Ford, Adam Thielen, then Brock Purdy. Jaden Blue, Jake Ciely took Ray Davis. So we'll get to that in a second. Wan'Dale Robinson, Colston Loveland. Then I double dipped on QB. I took Justin Herbert and Jared Goff. I'm just going to play the matchups. I got 2 QBs. That's good value down there. Jordan Love was still on the board. Caleb Williams still on the board. It's a good year for late QB. Even in a deeper league, Michael Penix, I might be able to live with him, and Bryce Young. Next up, J. McCarthy, Kyle Pitts, and Jake Ciely, DJ Giddens. So Giddens and Davis Ciely, clearly you're sending a message here to the rest of the league that I'm going to have all your backups.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my what Ouija board out here and everything, or what's the thing where you stick the pins in it? I'm gonna get your running backs hurt.
A voodoo doll?
Thank you. That too.
Yes.
Yeah, same thing. Whatever. I want to talk to the dead running back so I can get the current ones killed. You know how I feel about DJ Giddens. Jonathan Taylor hurt for the past.
Jake Ciely on this show. What?
I know. It's just what happens when you get me at 6 o'clock at night.
Shirt in black.
It's almost dinner time. He's hungry.
You don't want to catch me inside. DJ Giddens. Jonathan Taylor has been hurt for the past 3 seasons. I think Giddens has Montgomery-like ability with better pass catching upside, and I like that. Ray Davis was the backup plan. I was actually looking for Ollie Gordon, and I didn't realize the team on the turn took him, but that was going to be so basically just backup options. But I think Ollie Gordon could have some standalone value, is why I was looking for him.
Yeah, that was actually a take that Andy Burns had early in the show. Go back and watch, everybody. He was talking about Ollie Gordon. In fact, he asked me, can I talk about Ollie Gordon on the show? I said, Andy, you can talk about whoever you want on the show. Dylan Sampson, Isaac Garendo, then Jarquez Hunter. Derek Brown takes Brashad Smith. Then Kyle Monangai, my guy.
Look at all these running backs.
Andrew Erickson. Last 3 picks here for E-Rock, Lil Guy, and From the Logo coming up here. And then we'll see Mr. Irrelevant. And then we'll see the grades. I think Erickson might have won this. We'll see. Roman Wilson, Tajay Spears. And the last pick is, I didn't see it. It went away. I got a B+. I finished 3rd. Not too shabby. Let's see where the tail of the tape is. I'll take that 89 here. It looks like Lil Guy won it. Congratulations. Lil Guy, you're the big guy around here. 809, Bunting at number 2, me on number 3. Andrew, I was close. You were number 4. I thought you would do very well. Trusted Venom finished 5th. Whodat at 6. Debro at 7. Fantasy Headliners at 8. Jake Ciely at 9, or should I say Dark Jake Ciely. E-Rock from the logo, and then Messer Grimm at 12. So let's break it all down. Lil Guy with the big one here, the big win. It also says that I reached on Matthew Golden and Luther Burden. I disagree. The steals were my 2 QBs at the end. I agree with that. This is the nice part about this, is that you get all the breakdowns here at the end. And let's go to the winning team here, because Lil Guy was the winner. Let's talk about this roster, and if we agree with Draft Wizard. Josh Allen, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, then Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra, Garrett Wilson. That's a pretty snazzy wide receiver room. Travis Kelce, Old Man Kelce, then Joe Mixon, Khalil Shakir, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, Tajay Spears, Brandon Ayuk, Dark Ciely. I think with that wide receiver room and Josh Allen, it's a top 5 team. I don't know if it's number 1.
I don't think it. I mean, between their back,
I want to talk.
They have one guy with one.
Do you want to talk Jake Ciely or Debro?
I want to talk to Dark Jake Ciely. I don't know why Debro's talking.
As Debro just jumped in. No, go ahead. Finish your statement. It was a good point. I was actually going to agree with you. Keep going.
I mean,
I was too busy trying to increase the size on the screen. I was trying to scroll in on the screen. This is how dumb I am at this point of the day.
Kills where you can increase the size of your screen. I heard nowadays.
Go ahead, Debro.
Yeah, no, I mean, Mixon's got one working foot. Najee has one working eye. I mean, together, I guess they make one running back.
Fair. That's not bad.
I appreciate Debro coming with the shots and the injuries there. See? All comes full circle.
High five, Ciely.
Looking at the breakdowns here, Wolf of Roto Street, Pierre Camus, like my draft, and Joe Pisapia gave me an A. So that makes me feel pretty good.
You want a shocker of why my team got rated 9th? Oh, what a shock. Debro and Joe Pisapia hated JSN and Saquon Barkley. As soon as I knew those were my first 2 picks, I knew I was going to finish at the bottom because you guys are idiots.
I don't hate
JSN.
I love you too, Jake.
Apparently. That's good.
I'm lower on Barkley than everybody else.
Yeah, actually, your thumbs down is on Barkley and JSN for both of you. And surprisingly, Debro's thumbs down is on Jameson Williams.
That's weird. That I don't care for at all.
Truth finally comes out.
Look, I'm taking Derrick Henry over Barkley this year. I don't care. Like I've seen enough. I've read enough of the data, and it's not gonna get fooled. I'm not.
Derrick Henry's got 1 billion touches over the past 4 seasons.
Yeah, he's Derrick Henry, bro. Like he's just
okay. It's Saquon Barkley who barely got touched half the time.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not the same 400 touches.
Injuries in his career. He had a lot more tread on his tires. We're talking about a guy, in college, the way the workload he had at Penn State. I'm just saying, like, Saquon is great. I don't wish Saquon injury. I'm just saying the data tells me it's not going to be great. And I'm just going to go with the data on this one, especially because I don't have to. Like, I'm looking at a top 5 pick. I don't have to take Saquon Barkley to have a good fantasy team. So therefore, I'm not going to have Saquon Barkley this year. It's just not going to be for me. Let's talk about, let's go backwards here. Jake Ciely, let's talk with your team here. Patrick Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, T. Higgins, JSN, Jameson Williams, and Njoku Olave. Then the bench is Tracy, Godwin, Pop Douglas, Davis, and Giddens. I really like this team. What was the letter grade you got for this? Was it a B-?
No, it was a straight C.
Straight C. I think it was a B-.
It was straight C how awesome my team is.
Yeah. Well, do you agree with that assessment or no? You like this one?
The C? Absolutely not. This is an A team. The fact that I can stash Godwin on the bench, the fact that Jameson Williams is my 3, the fact that Alvin Kamara is my 2 at a running back position where he's really not going to get 90 targets again this year. I'd say the only risk is the fact that I'd probably swap out Olave because I don't want 2 Saints. But hey, the value was there. Again, Olave is my 4th wide receiver. I'm going to take the chances similar to the DK argument I made earlier. The volume for Olave is just going to be there. Again, you're not wrong about the concussions. Of all the arguments against Barkley and Henry and other players and the Godwins, the one I am most concerned about, 4 concussions in 2 years, I think Olave is a little bit of risk there.
Yeah, I would agree. But I think a calculated one is your 4th wide receiver. And then having Godwin and Douglas, you have some depth there and some upside as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the next one up there. Derek Brown as we climb the leaderboard. Bo Nix at QB, Achane and Walker at RB. Nico Collins, George Pickens, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. Then Tony Pollard as the flex. The bench is Jawan Jennings, Darnell Mooney, Jerome Ford, Dobbs, and Smith. I almost said Schmith, but no, that's not it. Brashard Smith. So Debro, your thoughts on this roster and your thoughts on the grades that you received?
I mean, I like the team. It's not my favorite. I mean, this is what happens when you draft next to Sharp Discord members and Andrew Erickson the entire time. I got sniped on a number of players. Ted McMillan, AJ Brown, it's T-Mac, Mac Attack, whatever his name is these days.
It sounds like
the number one wide
receiver, doesn't it, Andrew? It feels like I'm getting a lot of excuses from Derek Brown.
I mean, I'm just being honest about it. So I did give myself a 90, so I'm not exactly just enamored with the team. Shout out to Jacob Gibbs, Kevin Steele, both gave me 91, 97. And Joe Rico gave me a 61. So, Joe, we need to talk about this after the show.
We're going to have some words.
Which one? Which Joe Rico?
Football.
What's the highest score you got?
Joe Rico. 97 from Jacob Gibbs.
That's pretty good. Gibbs knows his stuff, too. So he's good with the numbers there. Let's get to Drake's on a Plane, a.k.a. Andrew Erickson. Lamar Jackson, sexy. Ashton Genty, James Conner, A.J. Brown, Tetaroa McMillan, Xavier Worthy, Tucker Kraft, then Jordan Mason. As your flex, you've got Reed, Tillman, Rashid Shaheed on the bench, Monangai, and I can't believe Krosky Merritt wasn't in your starting lineup here. From Reed. I mean, that's just appalling. It literally pushed him all the way to the last pick. Did it give you a reach on that? Had you not done that, did it say you would have won the draft? I bet it would have.
Yeah, it said I reached on him, but it also said, it said, if you, where did it say? Oh, you drafted Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt in the 8th round, 6 rounds earlier than he's ranked. But it also said Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is the number 5 running back in our consensus sleeper ranking. So I think that it actually didn't negatively impact my overall grade because it was a sleeper that I was reaching up for, which I think is correct. You know, you shouldn't necessarily be penalized too harshly if you're trading up for a player that, or moving up for a player that is going to be good. So look, Brian Robinson went off the board. If he's in the Brian Robinson role, then how is it really that much of a reach? Again, you're trying to play the board the best you can. But if he's in the Brian Robinson role, then he shouldn't be going where we've ranked Brian Robinson all summer long, right?
Yeah, it's an RB3.
Andrew, maybe did it ever occur to you maybe there isn't a Brian Robinson role? Maybe they're just trying to do things completely differently with that backfield.
It's also possible. Yeah,
I think that's what we're looking at with the.
Well, I think that's actually more of a concern.
Well, I guess
are you projecting Eckler as the lead back?
So no, if Krosky and Merritt is in the Brian Robinson role, but less, and it's more Eckler as he stays healthy, and they involve Chris Rodriguez, now you're a full blown committee, and it's actually even worse than it was for Brian Robinson. I'm not saying I agree with the pick. The upside is if he is Brian Robinson, but I think that I would say for people drafting this weekend, I would not be out there trying to be like, oh, I got to get Krosky Merritt and then take him in like the 6th or 7th round because you want to look like the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, I don't.
What about the 8th round? Just asking for a friend.
That's what I said. 8th round. Perfectly fine. I ranked him right in like the high 30s at running back because there's the upside of that's kind of like the rookie that might take the job, but it might take a few weeks rankings that we do. That's where he should be because you also accept some of the risk that it might not happen.
Yeah,
Jake,
I think
if Brian Robinson Jr. ends up in Houston, what does that do to his ranking?
Brian Robinson's or Krosky Merritt's?
Brian Robinson.
I'd put Brian Robinson I'd still have him as an RB3, but a high end RB3. I still think his ceiling is a little bit capped.
Because I'm trying to think, Debro, so the landing spots that Brian Robinson might end up in, and I think that's the question too. Because I think there could be some spots where he'd actually be, especially playing for a contract, right? We're kind of getting closer to that thing. And people are saying, well, why didn't they make this move around draft time if they didn't like Brian Robinson? I think it's because they wanted to come into camp and see how these guys were before they either realized or got confident enough that what they had was good enough to make a move and move on from Brian Robinson. And it's a new regime. It's a new group. You know, this wasn't the group that drafted him. So do you have a landing spot in mind for him?
I think, by the way, I think the Texans is the best one before Debro jumps in.
Thank you, Jake Ciely. I appreciate that. That's the one that stuck out to me, just going through, some of these backfields that could use a hand right now, because I don't really see, on the other one would be the Dallas Cowboys, to be honest with you. The Dallas Cowboys, I think he would immediately go to be the best guy there.
I think Dallas has told us they don't care about running back. They did this last year too, and they just
Dallas also.
Yeah, but Dowdle also had a good season.
Yeah,
I think Javante's gonna have a good season. I don't
know.
To me.
They're willing to make bad moves with their draft picks as well, and that's something.
Well, no. So to your point, Joe, if he gets straight out cut because they can't find a deal and they really do want to get rid of the $3 million, is that the Cowboys would pick him up? That would tell us that they don't feel great about Javonte Williams.
Well, they're trying to cut the $3 million because they're trying to give it to Terry McLaurin. That's what we're talking about here, folks. Let's not
Right,
pretend
but I'm
like
saying if
these
they don't
things
make a
aren't
trade, like I don't think he
Yeah,
gets
but-
traded to the Cowboys. I think he gets potentially cut and then to the Cowboys if that were to happen.
I don't think anybody's talked enough about how these two things are connected, about the
What?
Trevor McLaurin, and I think everyone keeps talking about Brian
Yeah.
Robinson. I don't think it's an indictment of Brian Robinson. I think they need to make some money fast, and the way to save some money right now is for them to trade Brian Robinson. All right, let's get your take on this Joey P roster here. The glorious roster. Justin Herbert as QB, Jonathan Taylor, RJ Harvey at RB, this fella named Jamar Chase at wide receiver with DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs, Brock Bowers, the number one tight end on the planet, Tank Bigsby or Matthew Golden at the flex. We'll see how that goes. Then Cam Scatterbo, Jared Goff, Josh Palmer, Luther Burden, Jake Ciely. Your take on this squad that was a B+ grade?
B plus. How many 97s and 98s did you look at that? See, this makes no sense. I have 4 98s or 3 98s, and
Why
you guys.
is everything about you? I asked
Oh,
you about
because
this roster
it's you and
still
me.
complaining.
That's what it has to be. Because I wanted to make the joke. Like the only thing I would have done differently is the quarterbacks you took. You mentioned Jordan Love was still out there. Caleb Williams was out there. I just think the two quarterbacks you have fine ceilings. I just don't think either one of them have top 7 ceilings, that's why I would have chased Love and Williams.
That's fair.
But I don't hate what
Or
you did
maybe
in the
one
fact
of
that
them. Honestly, I thought about that. I thought maybe do I take one of these pocket quarterbacks and then take a Love or take a like somebody else that has a little bit sexier upside
Right.
in terms of the rushing. I thought about that, but then I was like,
But I like your strategy is because you waited till the end game. I just did the biggest mistake people make over the Athletic today and I said when they draft, they waste their bench. And I say it's first or last or quarterback. I know I took Mahomes in the 9th, but that's different. I don't expect Mahomes to be there in anybody's home league in the 9th round. But if I don't get tier 1, I'm doing what you do every single time. Maybe different quarterbacks, but I'm going to double down for 2 shots at a potential 6-7 quarterback and just wait to the end game like you did.
D-Bro, I think this is the best year in a long time to wait on QB. I really do. I'd be Drake May, Justin Fields, Dak Prescott, Herbert, Goff. If you like Caleb
CJ
Williams, which I
Stroud.
don't. Stroud, Love. I mean,
Yep.
it is a good 16, 17 deep this year, and it's been a while since we felt like that.
It's been a while.
Absolutely agree. And yeah, I mean, even if this is a sharp room, like Dak Prescott falls farther than he should. I love the team. I think it's solid through and through.
All right. Who do you think won the draft, everybody? Drop your comments below, your favorite roster. We love to hear from you. Remember, the winner is going to win that AJ Brown autographed helmet. Salute to service, AJ Brown helmet, just for dropping a comment, liking the stream, liking the video, and subscribing to Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. This is from pristineauction.com. Go Birds. You want to win the AJ Brown helmet? I just told you how. Ring the bell till it goes ding, so you know if you're the big winner and you never miss a piece of content on the channel. And also, don't forget, we've also got the after party right after this. Not 1, but 2 mock drafts with Bogman and Welsh. 10-second clocks, crazy times, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Twitch.tv/Fantasy Pros. That's the place to be. Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, as soon as we wrap up. We're going to give everybody some time. Also, we've got some time here at the end. Maybe we can go ahead and get some questions in here, boys. You down for a couple questions here?
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right. Here's one from Nate Sugar. Do you think DJ Moore can get back to being a top 10 receiver?
No.
D-Bro, let's go to you
No.
on that one.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
it's
That's a lot
3
more belief
no's.
than I have on Caleb Williams.
Top 10.
My goodness,
No.
that was very quick.
No.
How early is too early on Tootin?
During the draft.
I would
Oh.
say single digits. He should be
Wow.
outside the double digits.
So Jake,
He should be on the waiver wire.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Okay.
who's the Jacksonville Jaguar running back you like the most?
ETN or Bigsby or both.
See, I like ETN, and I
I
took
don't know if
Bigsby because I
ETN's
couldn't
on that
pick
roster
ETN.
by week 1.
See,
Okay, then we'll talk when that actually happens.
Okay. I mean,
All right.
that's fine, but I think Tootin's the best. Honestly, probably the most talented guy in that backfield. So I'll take the shot latest.
All right, 10-team PPR, start 8. Who are you taking at 102, 10-team league? Let's go with you, Andrew, for this one start.
Jean or Chase, whoever doesn't go first.
Yeah.
That's easy, right? Everybody agrees on
sir.
that one?
Yep.
Like, it's funny, in the
Agreed.
10-team, if I start Bajan, I love the replacement, like the just the supply and demand of wide receivers. It makes it back to you. That's a pretty good start to a team. I mean, I still rather have Chase first, but that's where I'm at with that one. All right, let's go to our friend Joe Navarro. The main question is, would you rather have London or BTJ? Jake Ciely, Dark Ciely. What would you go in here in this one?
Shit, you pick your poison. It's Sophie's choice, but here's the best part about it. If you're drafting at the end of the first if you're drafting at the end of the first round, you can get both. I just did it in a draft. Take them both.
Yeah, I took Amon-Ra and Drake London in your league. It was pretty good spot there. I was very happy with this. How would Lamb rank in 2 wide receiver leagues? Debro, why don't you start with this one?
I mean, still top 3. I don't think it's changing anything.
I think it's about like versus running backs. Like, would you prioritize him if it's
That's the better question, Andrew.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
if you only have to start 2 wide receivers, does he fall down that far?
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, I'm
still
still
top
drafting
5
him
for sure.
over a lot of running backs.
Would
I
you
mean,
would you draft him over Gibbs, or was that not change for you?
I draft him over Gibbs. He has
Big move.
the upside to sit here and lead his entire position in points per game.
In a 10-team league or a half PPR, I would take Gibbs. I still would. I just think we're all going to be chasing that CeeDee Lamb magical run from a couple of years ago that I don't think can be duplicated. I think that's going to be the outlier. I think he's still going to be.
But
really
at least
good.
see where I'll agree
chasing
with Debro, because I've been taking shots. But he's actually had a 20-point season per game. Justin Jefferson hasn't.
Fair enough. He's also played with Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold, so maybe we can get him Dak Prescott and see what it looks like. Keenan Allen or Calvin
please?
Ridley? This is Calvin Ridley for me, and it ain't close.
Yeah, it's Ridley.
By
Ridley.
50 billion miles?
That's
Yeah,
a lot of
it's easy,
miles.
Ridley.
But you'll be able to trade Keenan Allen for Calvin Ridley after week 1, guaranteed.
Just, I would say Calvin Ridley is the most
playing
disrespected wide receiver, but he has a bad matchup in week 1.
Speaking of wide receivers, Jake, we've seen Puka Nacua start to slide in some of these drafts. Is it a slide that you want to take advantage of, or a slide that you are letting it walk by you because it's BTJ, it's Amon-Ra, it's Malik, it's Drake London? All those guys are kind of there. You don't have to necessarily stop the car and say, hey, Puka, get in.
Yeah. If he's at the end of the round 1, I would. If you don't want to take him in the middle of the first, I'm totally okay bypassing that, because that tier, like you just brought up, Brian Thomas Jr., Nico Collins, that whole tier, we're nitpicking them apart. Like Malik Neighbors, you could be like, oh, the injuries keep popping up, and what if the quarterback switch is bad when it goes to Jackson Dart? If you want to nitpick whoever you want, it's cool because they're all in the same tier.
AJ Brown or Lad McConkey? I would ask Andrew, but he took AJ Brown already in the draft, so I know his answer. Debro, what's yours?
AJ Brown, assuming health.
Look at
comes down to pass volume.
full PPR. I'm taking Lad.
Oh, there you go. Salty. There you go, everybody. So that wraps up our mock draft here, but it's not the last mock draft. Also, it's going to wrap up our Fantasy Fest 2025. I want to thank all of our amazing production team. We have incredible producers, incredible graphic designers here. We've got an incredible group that made all this work. Our producers behind doing everything here, Seth, all the producers who are rocking and rolling here in Fantasy Fest today. Appreciate all the hard work of everybody who helped put this thing together. All of our analysts, our in-house folks who are on the chat, in the rooms here, talking fantasy football, and our amazing group of guests too. If you missed anything, you can go back and watch it on the YouTube channel right now. So go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch the best of the fest, watch all of the Fantasy Fest, get ready for all your drafts, and crush your competition. This is one of our favorite days of the year. We want to thank all of you for joining us here on the 2025 Fantasy Pros Fantasy Fest. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on from our Fantasy Pros family. We'll see you next time, kids. Yeah.
Greatest comment
Dark
in the
Ciely.
chat right here. Chisholm
What's
is hism.
Oh, dude,
Shout out to
I just picked him
Disco.
up in my Dynasty League.
Dude, I did that a
picked him up
month
2
ago,
weeks
Joe. Come on.
Shout out
I picked him up a month ago, and then I had to drop him when
Homer got a homer. Patriots
Fields got hurt, and I had to pick up Taylor.